Hello, everybody. Welcome back along. It is day 3 of the World Cup. This is Watch Along number 5. Oh, what a day we've had doing the Saudi Arabia-Argentina match this morning. A bit quieter for the two matches during the afternoon, but we are looking very, very much forward to watching the French against the Aussies. Give us a like nice and early in the video, and hopefully we can get as many people joining as possible. And most importantly, get your pre-game predictions in. Give me scorelines, actually, if you want. How do you see this one going? We were all on Argentina early, weren't we? That didn't happen. So you never know. Get your predictions in via the comments. Do say hello. This is what has been occurring today in Qatar. So we covered that this morning. Argentina 1, Saudi Arabia 2, just a seismic level shock. Click away now if you want to see my overreaction or reaction to events this morning as the Saudis came from behind to record a stonking win over the Argentines. Now, then it was Denmark versus Tunisia, the first of 2 0-0 draws. That's this group, which we're now covering, France and Australia. So good result potentially for France there, who are, of course, the favourites. They could win tonight. If they were to win, they would have a minimum 2-point gap on everyone and a 3-point gap on the Aussies. But hey, never say never, certainly after this morning. And in terms of that Argentinian group as well, look, Mexico 0, Poland 0, which means they might have just got away with one there, the Argentines. That will keep that nice and tight. They could have done without 3 points going into the group. As it stands, only 2 go in. Argentina could have been in real trouble if they'd have been on 0 on either of those sides. Poland missed a penalty as well in that one. They could have been 3 points behind both of those sides. But as it stands, Argentina only 1 point off second place in that group and qualification. Now they need 4 or 6 points from the last 2 games for sure, though, the Argentines. So Tunisia and Denmark 0-0 earlier. Both of these sides will be hoping they can get the win. France will be expecting, moreover, to get the win in this one. Hopefully move on to 3 points. And a draw is always a good result when you're only dealing with a 3-game group. Get your predictions in. Get your comments in. Chris, a few weeks ago, outside bet on Poland. What was I thinking? Having watched the game earlier. Ewan, welcome. Flavius, all I hope is that Denmark will qualify. Got to support my boys, Norgard, Jensen and Damsgaard. Are we a Brentford fan, perchance there, Flavius? Riley McGree masterclass incoming. I look forward to it. Up the Aussies then. Absolutely. Evening, Ben, everyone knows. No watch along, no goals. Well, there you go. That's turned around, hasn't it, from people accusing me of causing no goals. Purple Bungalow evening. Long time since I've been allowed to join a watch along. Great to have you, Purple Bungalow. Another Borough fan in there, Rich. Riley McGree, great to see some championship players in here. Mike, welcome, legend. 3-0 France. That would be the sensible prediction, wouldn't it? But after this morning, let's just say anything can happen. Right, let's have a look at the teams for tonight then. France v Australia. We'll bring them up here on FootMob, which has been pretty accurate with the formations. I have to say so far. It will get one wrong at some point, but we'll roll with what they've got. In goal for the French, Hugo Lloris, 35 years old now, the Spurs keeper who we're all terribly familiar with. Right back, Benjamin Pavard of Bayern Munich. Get ready for some big club teams represented here, like the man next to him, Ibrahima Konate of Liverpool, of course. Another Bayern player, Deo Upamecano, excuse me, my pronunciation's been terrible all World Cup. It will continue today. Down the left-hand side, the third Bayern player in that back four is Lucas Hernandez. In the central midfield, Tchouameni of Real Madrid. We have Rabiot of Juventus. It's literally all elite Champions League teams, isn't it? Ousmane Dembele of Barcelona. Next to Antoine Griezmann in the 10 of Atletico. The guy who I'm sure we're all looking forward to watching, Kylian Mbappe, coming in off the left. He really turned up in the last World Cup, didn't he? Giroud up top. He's now 36, but he does the business for the French. To be fair, he does the business for whoever he plays for. France are the defending champions after their win in Russia in 2018. Get your thoughts in on that French side. On the bench, Coman, Thuram, Wani, Camavinga, Veretout, Guendouzi, Fofana, Disasi, Koundé, Varane, Hernandez, Saliba, Areola, and Mandanda. For the Aussies, we've already had a couple of Borough fans in the chat pointing out good old Riley McGree. And there you also notice Aaron Moy, who is brilliant for Huddersfield on loan from Manchester City. Is that right? In their promotion in 16, 17, if I'm getting my clubs, my years and everything right there. Cheers, everyone. I'll level up on the coffee and we'll get this moving. In goal for the Aussies, captain is Matt Ryan, who we know from Brighton and Arsenal. Down the right back position, Nathaniel Atkinson of Hearts. Harry Souttar, we're all familiar with from the Championship, Stoke City. Huge strapping centre back there. He'll have fun with Mr. Giroud. Another Hearts player there, Kai Rowles, in at centre back. Aziz Behic of Dundee United. So I don't want to cast any sort of aspersions here, but 3 of the Australian back four play in Scotland, 3 of the French back four play for Bayern Munich. Read into that what you will. Riley McGree, already a couple of shout-outs for him from some of our Borough friends. I'm sure we'll have some Birmingham friends as well who enjoyed his loan spell there. Good player. Aaron Moy at Celtic, and a good ball player in central midfield. Jackson Irvine, you can still find him. Who did he used to play for? Was it Burton? Jackson Irvine. Goodness me. Happy days. Matthew Leckie, front right. Mitchell Duke down the middle. And Craig Goodwin is the left-sided forward. As you can see, even with a cursory knowledge of the players, just listing the clubs, this is a big favourite against a big underdog, but so was Argentina Saudi this morning, wasn't it? We all know that. On the bench for the Aussies, Cole, McLaren, Cummings, Tristic, Mabil, Devlin, Bacchus, Tilo, Bailey Wright is another familiar name as well. Karacic, King, Deganek, Deng, Redmayne, and Vukovic. Those are your teams. Let's go to your comments. Do please get your pre-match predictions in as well. I'd love to know how you see this one going. I'm just going to wait 1 second. We'll see where the officials are from. South Africa. Sierra Leone, is that LES? Pass. Rwanda, USA. Can anyone Google? I don't know whether it's the female official. I don't know what nationality. The LES. Is it Sierra Leone? Pass. They might be doing it a different way around. But let's have a look in your comments then. My PE teachers are Aussies. If they get anything, they will be intolerable tomorrow. Well, they also might let you get away with murder as well, which is all fun. I've never met an Aussie I didn't like. No, fair comment. Hi, Chelsea. 1-0. Australia 1-1. My Argentine girlfriend was very frustrated by the result, but relieved and laughing about the 0-0. That's going to be a crazy group. Always looking forward to McGree, Skilling, and Mbappe. Yeah, maybe more hope than expectation there. Very much looking forward to Kylian Mbappe. 4-0 France. Looking forward to seeing Dembele. France 4-0. Oh, yeah, he went to Hull, didn't he? Yeah, good shout. 2-2. Sends another a thrashing or an upset. Well, cover your bases there, James. But yeah, I know what you're saying. As much as I'd love to see an upset, can't see this going any other way than France win. Still watching you here in France. Let's hope the Aussies can do me a favour. Scouting mission to see if England can compete against France. Lesotho. That is a country I've never heard of. Woof. 4-2 France. Any predictions? Watching from Paris. You love to see it. Let's go for 3-0. Let's go 2-0 France. Famous last words after this morning evening. Helen, we had an Aussie supply teacher. Said they got attacked. What is going on? 3-1 France, Lucy. Cool. Of Newcastle, is he indeed? Very exciting youngster. Okay, I'm going to turn slightly this way where my screen is. We are watching tonight on BBC. I'm on a dish. If you're watching on iPlayer or a smart TV, you may be behind me, so don't forget to hit pause. We will throw up there France 0, Australia 0. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. Give us a like spike to start the show. If it's anything like this morning, settle in. It's going to be fun. One of the mightiest shocks you'll ever see in a World Cup this morning. We'll give you a time sync ASAP. The France's kit is very dark blue, isn't it? It's got gradually darker since I've got gradually older. Here is Konate of Liverpool. And it goes to Griezmann. And Dembele. Dembele flying past his man into the box. Dembele puts it to the back post. Mbappe, first touch for him. Mbappe steps inside and back the other way onto the left foot. Mbappe puts the cross in, headed away. Good start by France. Here comes your timestamp, guys. I'm going to count you down to 1 minute and you can sync up in 3, 2, 1, sync. That one is up in the air. Corner to France. And look out for any holding, any shirt pulling. It ain't going to fly in this World Cup by the look of it. Penalties given from corner kicks. Referee is just going to have a word right now. He says he'll get a buzz on the wrist. Brave there. Hand around the back of Griezmann. In comes the corner, flicked on, headed away inside the 6-yard box. Volley back in by Dembele. Strong start from the French. They're piling the pressure on the Aussies, in fact. And have they won a free kick there or a throw-in? Chance for Australia just to slow things down and get up the pitch. Get your comments in. Let me know what you think. We'll read as many of these as we can. French midfield to be dominated by Championship and ex-Championship players. Maybe, maybe not. Neighbours is coming back to Amazon Prime. Flaming Galar. Was that not home and away? Alf Stewart. But yes, we take it. Chris, why on earth is Rabiot starting over Camavinga? Pass. Anyone who's got better Champions League and French football knowledge will be able to answer that better than I can with my Championship. I can tell you all about Jackson Irvine. Australia, they're just breaking forward into the 10 position was Riley McGree. We don't think they'll get that many openings. And anyone who saw Riley McGree's goal for Middlesbrough against Norwich the other day will know he's far more capable than that shot may have suggested. Will, evening, sir. We got all of the Borough fans in tonight now watching Riley McGree. Yes, and he is in form. I do agree with that. He's always got a goal in him, Riley McGree, but he's playing against pretty much Champions League opposition tonight. Games I haven't watched long have been utter dross. Yeah, I haven't managed to see either of the other games today. I needed to go and sit in a dark room after Saudi beat Argentina. Daddy duty then for the next one. Tomorrow, guys, I haven't much looked at the schedule, but I've got to go. It might be whatever they are. It might be the 10 a.m. game and the 4 p.m. game. I think I've got to do Blue Monday Q&A as well at 8 p.m. So I will be live on the internet for about 5 hours tomorrow. Bring it on. We love it. Down the left come Australia, crossed in by Goodwin. Cleared away by Konate. Here is Aaron Moy. Nice little slide through the lines. McGree has completely overcooked that one. Good little spell for the Australians then for about 60 seconds or so. As we always say with the underdogs, when they find themselves in the final third on the ball, they've got to take their chances. There is Graham Arnold, the Australian coach. Stevenage 0, Arsenal under 21s 1. I've just remembered my lot are playing tonight, aren't they? Anyone's team playing in the Pizza Cup tonight? Let me know. Luke. Hi, Ben. How are you today? I'm great, Luke. Enjoying the World Cup very, very much. If anyone is keeping up with the Pizza Cup, do let me know what's going on, especially between Ipswich and Pompey, which kick off in a bit. Here comes Mbappe, puts the afterburners on. Mbappe, brilliant stuff. They're terrified of him, aren't they? Doubling up and then getting in each other's way. He's got that thing Michael Owen had when we had Michael Owen at his best in '98, where defences, he just zoomed straight past them and they're absolutely terrified of them. Oof. Here is Kanate. Pavard. Back to Kanate. Pavard didn't like the tackle that he received from Goodwin there. You can see the Aussies without the ball. It's a clear 4-5-1, isn't it? They're going to try and string 5 right across the length of the pitch in that midfield area and stop those passing lanes through. And they don't ever at any point want Mbappe with, say, 30 metres to run into 1v1. That won't end well. 0-0, 5:53 on the clock. Get your comments in via the chat, please. No France for England. Well, we'll see. Burton 0, Tranmere 1. Have all the Pizza Cup games kicked off at 7 tonight? In fact, if I do a little scroll here, I might be able to see them. Yeah, it looks like they have. Oh, no. The mighty Ipswich kick off at 7:45. Anyway, this is not about Ipswich, is it? This is about France v Australia in the Qatar World Cup. Standing off a little bit, the French. Plenty of time on the ball there for Behic, the left back, who I think they just showed a clip of him scoring a very unlucky own goal the last time these two teams met in the World Cup. Rich, no pizza. Can you be our Pizza Cup correspondent, Rich? Tell me all of the Ipswich goals as they're going in one by one. Fingers crossed. Rabiot knocks that forward. Throw in for the Aussies. Fairly even start, really. France had that scary first minute where they forced a set play and looked very dangerous, but pretty even Steven since then. Is he going to keep that one in? Just about. Sprint over by Lucas Hernandez. Plymouth 0, Charlton 1. Anyways, anyone who's been following League One will know that that game will now see Plymouth score 2 absolute worldies and win 2-1. Neither goal will have an XG of over more than 0.1. If I sound bitter, it's because I am. Plymouth are absolutely brilliant this season. Australia nearly got a draw in the last World Cup. I don't remember it, actually. That one cleared out by Upamecano. Moy knocks that back in. There's Big Suter, who I once saw header about 25 balls away for Fleetwood on loan against Ipswich. Oh, it's going to be a big chance at the back post. Oh, what is going on in this World Cup? Australia have scored. Goodwin on the back post, arriving. The cross came all the way over from the right. Goodwin, all he had to do was keep control of it, and he lashed it into the roof of the net. France 0, Australia 1, and this absurd day of World Cup football continues. Stick that in your pipe and smoke in the chat. What is going on? There's somebody down. It's Hernandez who's down for France. I didn't see anything wrong with the goal, but I'm sure VAR is going to have a look. Unbelievable stuff here. Huge diagonal. And it's really good down the right wing. There's nothing wrong with the tackle on Hernandez. It's a great finish by Goodwin. Yeah, there's no foul whatsoever. Hernandez just overcooks it. And frankly, Leckie, the right winger, leaves him on the deck, puts it across the box. He gets a little bit of good fortune there, Goodwin. It just bounces right up as he goes to hit it. But it's a great finish, isn't it? Look at that. I'm going to take that back, actually. I thought the lift was from the bounce, but it's just a really good controlled finish. France 0, Australia 1. I love this World Cup. Tremendous, tremendous stuff. Goodwin with the goal, Leckie with the assist. We have liftoff, and potentially we have another upset on the way. How about that? Oh, you love to see it, don't you? There's the reaction in the chat. What a finish. Looked great on the slow-mo, didn't it? 2-2, quality finish. There we go. Woof. Wayne's typed that in before the goal, hasn't he? He's gone for 4-0 France. Great strike. Oh, the old winner's curse. There we go. I give little credence to curses, James, but hey, not at the moment. I hope Hernandez is okay. It looks like, oh no, I thought it was his ankle. He seemed to put his weight heavily on it, but he goes down holding his other knee. And then Goodwin just smashes. Look at that. Bam! Right up into the roof of the net. Lloris is just throwing himself at his near post. And Goodwin just smashes it past him. Struth. Absolutely. I don't know, Matt. You tell me. The controller. Yeah, the first touch, I assume you're talking from Leckie down the right-hand side. It looks like, and France have had some real injury issues. It looks like Hernandez is done, actually. He's really limping. I hope he's okay. Limping over the touchline. Those French fans are going to wonder how many players they're going to lose injured. Already, key players like Pogba, Benzema, and Kante all out injured. What a start, guys. Goodwin on 9 minutes gives the Aussies the lead. Keep your comments coming. Could we get upset number 2 of a crazy, crazy World Cup day? Let's get that on the ticker there. Here comes Mbappe. Look at him go. Smashing it towards the line. Oh dear, big miscommunication there. Keeper, they're no selling it, but keeper Ryan comes out to grab that, and it's pretty much headed out of his hands. Corner to the French. Plymouth 1, Charlton 1. Almost like I told you so, didn't I? Aaron Moy is the greatest ball player of all time. Right, debate that. I'm throwing Ray Wilkins straight in there and Zinedine Zidane. But for a young baldy as well. Moy, brilliant. In comes a corner from the French, headed out on the near post, volleyed back into the box and cleared away, only as far as Upamecano. Crossed in by Mbappe, flicked on to the back post. Dembele's there, and it is gathered by Ryan, who falls on the floor and buys a little bit of time. You don't blame him, do you? There you go. Edited prediction from Wayne there, 4-1. Up the Aussies in the battle of the old great. New World winning against Elba. Well, there you go, yeah. They'll bring on his brother who plays for Milan. Hurrah. Matt is back, boys. Desolé. Saudis cause massive shock. Australia, hold my Fosters. That's tremendous. Bobby Chet, yeah, okay. Yeah, in terms of bald footballers, yeah, that's a very, very good shout. What a player. By the way, I did my all-time England World Cup 11, which Bobby Charlton was in. Who did I have? Can I remember it? Banks, Moore and Butcher, Ashley Cole, Kieran Trippier, Bobby Charlton, Paul Gascoigne, and David Beckham. And you can't leave any of these strikers out. They could never play together, but Harry Kane, Gary Lineker, and Jeff Hurst. That was my England all-time World Cup 11. Here come the French down the left. We must actually write that substitute up. Yeah, it is Theo Hernandez has come on. There you go. Plymouth have already come back and lead 2-1. Woof. Hernandez off. Hernandez on. Let me write it on the ticker. Number 22 now. We don't really need to change anything there, do we? But we'll try and do our job properly. 22. Hernandez. Woof. Keep your comments coming. France 0. Australia 1. What a start. Oh, lovely little clip over the top. Mbappe comes inside. Mbappe, lovely cross. He looks very dangerous, doesn't he? The French left winger. Little giveaway there by Hernandez. Maybe a little bit cold, having just come on. Cleared away by Ryan. 1-0 Australia. How about that? Rabiot just carries the ball up to halfway. Oh, horrible giveaway there. Irvine didn't really know what to do with it. Just handed the ball on the halfway line by a terrible pass. Moy. Little give and go. There's a foul there. Australia playing well, aren't they? Yaps down. Yes. Wayne Rooney. Does that count? I suppose after his hair up. Last 3 world champions didn't pass their group. Okay. Big switch of play there. Out it goes. Best team that did not win the World Cup is the Dutch team in the 70s. Yeah. I would add Brazil 1982, Ewan, to that one. Very good side. Thoughts on the Ronaldo news? Inevitable. I'm interested, you guys. Will he wind up at another Champions League team? There's a big diag looking for Mbappe. Terrible pass all the way through to Ryan. Yeah, do let us know where you think Don Cristiano is going to end up. A nice juicy free transfer for somebody. The most expensive, probably 6-month contract anyone's ever going to sign. I suppose he might sign somewhere for 18 months, mightn't he? Who knows? Australia playing out from the back. Look at that. Shifted out to the left-hand side, and Bajic, who really fancies a run. He's fouled there, surely, by Rabiot, isn't it? Great play by the Aussie left back. Made about 30 metres there, driving up the pitch. Got his head down and went for it. Rabiot probably quite close to a yellow card for that one. Just took him out, didn't he? Thought he was bound to leave after that interview. Yeah, agreed. Not Champions League, Championship at this rate. Agree on Brazil 82. Hernandez crosses in low. Moy, cool as a balding cucumber. Gets his foot on that and plays away. Irvine goes for a big switch of play and finds it. There is Goodwin, scorer of a brilliant goal. Wouldn't be surprised if he went to, that would be hilarious, wouldn't it, if he went to Man City or Liverpool or something. Out it goes to Lecky, trying to repeat his magnificent assist. Hernandez just too strong for him. Excellent play by the substitute left back, not the Hernandez who started the game, the Hernandez who replaced him. Christopher Ronaldo returning to Madrid, say Sky Sports. Interesting, not bad shout. Take his pick, probably, can't he? Here comes Dembele, well, other than Man United. Oh, lovely ball by Dembele. Tried to slide it through first time there, Mbappe to Giroud. Dembele's moved across from right into the centre. It's a good play by him. Mbappe again. Can't give him the return ball. I wonder if Man United agreed to some deal to terminate his contract on the basis he doesn't join. Yeah, that's a fair point. That may well have been part of the severance. Although, would he have agreed to that? Who knows? Who knows who had the leverage there? Depends how much, when locked, depends how much of his wages he was prepared to write off for the pleasure. If he can get over the language problem, he'll go to Wolves. He's a George Mendes guy, isn't he, Ronaldo? He's not going to go to Wolves. Pavard. Dembele. Over on the right wing. 19:06 on the clock. Slid across. Oh, big tackle by Irvine. Oh, no foul given there. I thought Irvine had just gone through Chumani. I think it's a foul, isn't it? It does catch him, doesn't he? Yeah, it's a foul. Referee lets that one go. Never like to criticise referees, but I think Irvine should have been penalised for that one. Out it goes. Time sync. Yes, we can do that, Annie, because we're just coming up to 20 minutes. If you want to get synced up, do it now, guys. Make sure you bang on. We're going to be at 20 minutes in 3, 2, 1, sync. And I'm very flattered because people tell me they turn off the commentary and have me talking and all you guys in the chat and watch the images, which is incredibly flattering. So if you want to do that, go ahead. Although I think it's Jonathan Pearce tonight, who's quite entertaining, isn't it? Down the left-hand side comes the goal scorer, Goodwin. He was looking for the back post there, one winger to the other, trying to return the favour to Lecky. Nice line on the ball. Didn't quite get the height to loop it over. Yeah, shot move to the tractor, boys. I think I speak on behalf of all League One fans that Cristiano Ronaldo would be welcome to any representative club there. And I'm sure he'd enjoy banging in a million goals at that level. Nice step out there. Well read by Suter. Irvine. They're very keen on the diagonal and the switch of play here, Australia. And there's a giveaway as well. Drilled it. Oh, goodness me. That didn't look that far off. Oh, I need to see a replay of that. It was given away. His Duke hits the shot. My first look, my instinct was that was close. I may be wrong. Let's have a look at this. How close is this? Oh, that is close. Christ. Lloris knows it's close. Well done. We're going to get a great camera angle now. He drills it with his right foot. It's just spinning away from the keeper. Oh, damn. What do you reckon? 3/4 of a metre once it's spun past the post? Unlucky. Blew him over Pearce. Well, that's very, very kind, Mr. E. He doesn't have a League One title, Cristiano. That was close. Good hit, wasn't it? I think Hugo Lloris's committed dive tells us how close that probably was, wasn't it? He'd have pulled his arms away from that one if it wasn't. McGree. Good win. They're definitely giving as good as they're getting here, Australia. They lead 1-0. But what I mean by that, obviously they're giving as good as they get. What I mean by that is they've not just snuck a goal and then sat in and conceded 15 shots. It's an even game. There's one for McGree in the channel. Chests it down, and then Kanate is significantly more built than him. France look really weak in their left-back position. Yeah, possibly. And they love these quick switches to try and get either Lecky or Goodwin in early down the sides. Forest Green 1, Cheltenham 0. If you're following the Pizza Cup. Plenty of that stuff going on. There's a League 2 game as well, actually, tonight. Crawley versus Gillingham. How about that? Mbappe. That was from the ridiculous to the sublime, wasn't it? Crawley Gillingham to Mbappe. Well dealt with, though. And the Aussies clear their lines. Would be a long game to just try and hang on. Well, yeah, quite. I agree. But I watched a team managed by Mick McCarthy, who, if he'd got that goal, would have immediately gone, right, that's it. We're defending now for the rest of the game. Have France had a real clear-cut chance? No, they haven't, have they? What do the numbers say? 0.03 on the XG. One shot, none on target. Yeah. So I think the numbers concur with your assertion there. Ipswich v Pompey tonight. Yeah. Predict that one. Good luck. Well, apparently strong teams from what Rich was saying in the chat. Germany v Japan. And Alistair, it depends on my other stuff going on tomorrow in terms of what we can do. Can someone stick the order of the games? The 10, the 1, the 4, and the 7 tomorrow. Here's Mbappe, flies past Atkinson. Suter gets across and just hoiks it away. It's just such rapid acceleration. Commentator said, Ollies haven't kept, oh dear, haven't kept the World Cup clean sheet since 1974. Ouch. Okay, that doesn't bode well, but hey, what is history if it's not to be changed and moulded? Is Pavard, very central, the right back there. Dembele tries to run his man, who was the goal scorer, in fact, Goodwin, who clears that one up the line. Here's Dembele. Oh, nice little feed in for Griezmann. I just had one of those moments where I'd forgotten Griezmann was playing. Oh, is this the order coming in? There we go. Thank you. Morocco, Croatia at 10. Germany, Japan at 1. Spain, Costa Rica, and Belgium at 7. I suspect, guys, if we do get to do 2, crossed into the back post, and there is the equalising goal. Rabiot from inside the 6-yard box, getting on the end of the cross and heading home. It's a first real chance for the French, and they spoil the Aussies' party. Equalising here, it's France 1, Australia 1, 26 gone. Came out of nowhere, that goal, really, didn't it? Corner came in from Griezmann. It's a big header clear. And what goes wrong here? Not a lot, really. They get out, they hold the line. It's just clever movement from Rabiot, who gets blindside. He's unmarked, and he just heads it in to the back of the net. Keeper's got no chance there, has he, from that close in. Giroud celebrates. Deschamps celebrates. And it is France 1. Australia 1. It was fun while it lasted, wasn't it? Rabiot with the equaliser. The Juventus central midfielder. Who put that cross in, guys? I need to put the assist up, don't I? You would imagine the French have probably moved significantly in the betting. Did that one go out? I think that might be a corner, actually. Yeah. They've got to keep their heads now, Australia. Else this can swing pretty quickly, especially with that quality that the French have got. Corner taken quickly. Mbappe curls in, headed away by Suter on the near post. And I suspect they're going to have to dig in for the next 10 minutes at least now, the Aussies. Dembele passes that one laterally to Tchouameni. It'll slip down the line from Griezmann to Mbappe, crosses another corner. Theo Hernandez is telling me he got the assist for that one. The substitute left back. That's good because I can do some lovely copying and pasting there because his name's already there. Corner for the French. Nate, I think, was the intended target. Flies over his head. Griezmann crosses in again. Oh, exactly the same sort of chance that Rabiot just scored from. And Giroud heads it over the crossbar. Although he would have been offside. Still, a warning Did you see? Have Saudi? Is that true? They've actually declared a public holiday. That's tremendous if that's true. Aussies have gone too deep too quickly. Need to move up. Yes, quite. Right, I need to press a button on my box. Is going to go on to standby. It warns me. There we go. I think I've dealt with that. Rabiot, get in, lad. There we go. Chris, well, that shut me up. No. You asked why he's playing? You got the answer. That's all there is to it, my friend. Argentina going international mourning at the same time. Well, not after that 0-0 afterwards. They're still right in it, aren't they? Stat went down the drain. Oh, what, the clean sheet one? Yes. 1-1 here. France 1, Australia 1. Not a great deal in the game. Although you'd now make the French the favourites, despite the big scare given to them by that early goal, early-ish goal, 9 minutes from Goodwin of Adelaide United, the left winger. Oh, try to slide through there. Keeper comes and get it. Glad you didn't live stream the other two games. Me too, actually, funnily enough. French will be looking to beret them. Oh, is that worth going in the sin bin for that one? Unbelievable scenes. You're a beautiful man. Your comment will always be read out if it starts with those words. Thanks for doing these. You're very welcome, Matt. Enjoying it, I have to say. Oh, lovely back heel by Mbappe. Rabiot squares it. Giroud! And it is 2-1 to the French. Bit of a giveaway, that one. Rabiot pounces on it, slides it across. Giroud taps into the empty net. And Australia come from 1-0 up, or France rather, come from 1-0 down to go 2-1 up. Rabiot with a goal and an assist now. But architects of their own downfall, really, weren't they? It was a mistake pounced upon there by Rabiot, and it was an easy finish. They're trying to play out from the back. It's a heavy touch there. It's a nice back heel, to be fair, by Mbappe, and then the rest of it is elementary for players of Rabiot and Giroud's quality. The first one went in on 27. The second one went in on 32. Double quick turnaround for the French. And if you've got Rabiot in your fantasy team, you've got loads of points. He comments in, made the French angry. Maybe so, yeah. Back to reality, absolutely. Shocking passing at the back. It's just that big, heavy touch, wasn't it? It was Atkinson, the right back. You can't do that with those players hanging around, can you? One more to France, and predictions are right. Long way to go, though. But it is France 2, Australia 1. And now the Aussies are atop the French are atop the group. Not that I apparently can tell the difference between the two nations, because there's a second time in about 2 minutes I've got them the wrong way around. Idiot. Here is your live league table, because we know you all love them. Or maybe it's just me that loves them. But there you go. France up to 3 points. Oh, that nearly breaks very nicely. Right through the middle for Duke. Just runs away from him in the end. That's a horrible heavy touch, isn't it? Although, do you know what? He had the heavy touch and he could have dealt with it then, and Rabiot still pinches it off him. So France will be on 3 points as things stand. Tunisia and Denmark on 1. Australia on 0. That would look very, very good for the French, with a 2-point advantage over two of the sides and a 3-point advantage over the other. Nice back heel there by Hernandez. Mbappe. Dembele. Pavard, Dembele, Griezmann. Yeah, just in control now, aren't they? France, and they can almost just ping this around and not be impressed. The Aussie have gone to the 4-5-1 behind the ball shape. They could literally, they're not going to press the back four with only one striker engaged. Difficult one strategically to play now for Australia. Here is Tchouameni, Mbappe, another little back heel. Tchouameni, Rabiot, Griezmann, lovely turn. Griezmann, Mbappe. Oh, Griezmann just took that off Giroud's foot. He was literally winding his foot back to have a shot, and he didn't get to have that shot because his teammate took it off him. Tunisian goalie saved their day. Did not see it, so I will take your word for it, but kept a clean sheet. Group A, the only group without a draw. McGree is a red. He hates Geordies. Well, I'm here for the love, not the hate, but if he does, that's his right, isn't it? 2 more goals, and Giroud overtakes Thierry Henry as France leading goal scorer. What a career, hey? Because I think if you said to most people, Giroud and Henry, 2 different types of players. Oh, Mbappe hits the shot, it's blocked, and Giroud does get an effort at goal there, and he slams it over the bar. It's a good block from Mbappe's shot initially. It could be another high-scoring game like England's. Yeah, it could get stretched, couldn't it? It's right in the face, actually. The Aussie defender gets that poor shot by Giroud. Mbappe should be made illegal. I'm sure plenty of defenders that have to play against him would agree with that. Guys, do remember to hit the like button and help us out. If we can get any kind of like spike right now, that would be tremendous. If you hit like, it bumps it up the rankings while we're streaming. Are they really doing the wave in the stadium? So disrespectful to the players, that, isn't it? Only 36 minutes in, for God's sakes. What a killjoy I am. Tim Cahill and Paducah need to start warming up. What a player Tim Cahill was. This match now feels like deja vu all over again. Well done for spelling it right. Voulez-vous, ha ha, God, when I was down at Watford, they were singing that for someone. It wasn't João Pedro. That's João Pedro. Who are they singing Voulez-vous for? I don't know. Gary Cahill is retiring. Australia and Chelsea. I think Gary Cahill's English, Christopher. He played for England as well, didn't he? Mile Jedinek. Well, they're at it. Was Carl Veer, who used to play for Sheffield United, was he Aussie or was he South African? I can't remember. One or other. Give us the tune again. So you're basically requesting some ABBA, Annie. Is that what you're asking for? Irvine. Right between the centre halves. There's the goal scorer for Australia. Good win. Who was probably thinking for those 15 minutes, I'm going to be the guy who scores the goal that beats the French. Damn. Can speak a word of it, Ben. I don't know what that means. Give us a few French words. Yeah, we had this the other day, didn't we? Bonjour. Je m'appelle Ben. J'habite à Ipswich en Angleterre. That's not actually true anymore, but that's what I learned when I was 12. Yeah, j'ai 12 ans. Mbappe. Mbappe puts it across Dembele over the crossbar. Très bien. Kenny Dougal, midfielder, wasn't selected for Australia this time. Scored twice in the playoff final, didn't he, for Blackpool against Lincoln. About to watch some Papa John's. Am I insane? Unless it's England or Ipswich, then the world is your oyster. You're 12. Yeah, I'm absolutely 12. Because that's the only age I can say in French. Which music would you pick? Daft Punk France or Kylie Minogue? Out of those two, and I like both very much, I think you've got to go for Kylie, really, for the for the length and breadth of the career. I could do a horrible name drop right now because our booking agent back in the day, when I were in a signed band, was Kylie's agent. And I remember chatting to him about how much money they'd made out of Kylie over the years. You should be so lucky. Absolutely. Better the devil, you know. Yeah, I like Stock Aitken and Waterman, Kylie, from the late 80s. What a legend she is. Pavard. Little outside of the football to Canate. God knows what he was trying there. Just clips it straight to Suter. God knows what he was trying there. Now they've got Dembele in on the right-hand side. Dembele into the box, puts it in. All their attacks are the same, aren't they, France? But it's so dangerous. Just get it wide, dribble diagonally into the box, smother it, stick a low cross in. Football's easy, isn't it? What's 43? I don't even know what the numbers are. Here's Mbappe. Little roll back from Mbappe to Griezmann. Oh, he's about a foot wide with that one. I think the keeper's possibly going to save it if it is going inside the post. 43. I think you can tell by my face what I think of that guess at my age. But yeah, the beard is proper turning now, isn't it? What are you going to do? I'm not dyeing it. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Like a bigger knob with a dyed beard than you do with a grey beard, don't you? What is that? That one, yeah, that one's more flattering. Throw in to the French to be taken by Hernandez. Not Lucas Hernandez. He got injured. Theo Hernandez. They're trying to get Mbappe's kind of moved over to the right. They're trying to get him away there. He's probably the fastest player in the tournament, but he's not that quick, is he? Yeah, that'll do better. Extremely flattering, that one, but not true. Take it from me, you don't want Frenchmen as your neighbours. Actually, the guy who lives 2 down that way from me is a big Chelsea fan. So you often hear various screams from that way. Not that I can talk with my behaviour this morning when I went full Saudi when they scored. You got to get lost in it sometimes, though, haven't you? What's the point if not? Hey, Canate, Pavard, Canate, 44 on the clock. I think that means I can click this button which says halftime Q&A. Get your questions in. We'll talk about anything you like, other than how grey my beard is and what my age is. But yeah, get your questions in for some halftime Q&A. Stick them in now, and I'll scroll up and read them, or store them up. We'll try and answer as many as we possibly can after we've done a quick minute. What would a quick minute be? 55 seconds. Analysing the first half. Oh, there's a diag. Griezmann is in the box. It's going to be... Oh, how has he missed that? What a miss by Mbappe. Absolute sitter there. Griezmann got played in. I think he was onside. He floats a cross in perfectly fine. And bewilderingly, Kylian Mbappe misses an absolute... I think he's onside, actually. I think the right back might be playing him. I need to see a freeze frame of that. What a miss. It's a great cross by Griezmann outside of his foot. And it's just a terrible miss by Mbappe, isn't it? Didier Deschamps. I think he's saying the same thing as we're all saying there. That should have been 3-1 just before half-time. And I'm sure lots of people have got Mbappe down for the golden boot. Will not be impressed with that finish. He's played well. Mbappe's wing play's been pretty sweet, hasn't it? But should have scored there, shouldn't he? Cleared up the line by Upamecano. And in keeping with this World Cup, we're going to have 6 minutes of first half stoppage time. That's right, 6. I think even for completing the half, you get a minimum of 4 in this World Cup, don't you? Any goals or subs and you're way into the clouds. Oh, cross to the back post. Irvine heads down. He hits the post. Oh, goodness me. I don't know what Lloris was thinking there. He seemed to just leave it. And it actually hits the post. He looks very sheepish, Lloris. I think he just loses his bearings a bit. Maybe he thinks it's going wide. I think it's McGree who sticks the cross in. Decent enough header by Irvine back across the keeper, who he's done, isn't he? If that's inside the post, he ain't getting that. Yeah, maybe he's just blindsided by it. And Australia hit the post. Well, France should have scored. And Australia very, very nearly did score then. A noteworthy end to the first half. Here is Suter to Moy. So we are on 47. So we're going to play all the way up to 51 minimum. Get your questions in via the comments for half time. Beer delivery arrived. Pretty good. Peterborough 0, Chelsea under 21s 1. None of those under 21s have ever won the Pizza Cup, have they? It's always been a proper EFL side. Am I right in saying that? Pavard is going to take the throw in here. Whilst there's so much stoppage time in all these games, I don't mind, but I agree with the directive of, don't let people waste time, etc., etc. But it does feel like an overcorrection, doesn't it? It doesn't feel like we've lost 6 minutes of play in this first half, unless they've got a ball in play stat or something that they're going on. Be nice if they showed us that, and then we'd know what the hell's going on. But wasn't there a game between Sean Dyche's Burnley and Neil Warnock's Cardiff where the ball was in play for and I'm going to make up a ridiculous number, but it's not ridiculous. Can someone Google it? It's like 39 minutes or something silly out of the 90. Can someone look that up? It was the least time a Premier League game has ever had the ball in play for. Switched out to looking for Goodwin. Here comes Dembele. Tries to get away from his man. Yeah, Joseph says the Hernandez injury doesn't warrant 6 minutes, does it? I know we have this urban myth of the 30 seconds per goal and 30 seconds per sub, which I don't think is actually written down anywhere in any laws. But Hernandez was down for 90 seconds, was he? I don't know. Well, down for 6 minutes, but yeah, does feel like we're in overcorrection mode, which society is very good at. But let's not open that particular Pandora's box of nonsense. Pavard, Griezmann over on the right, pops up in all sorts of positions, doesn't he, Griezmann? Tchouameni. Upamecano, excuse me, whose name I always get wrong. Given away there, trying to get Mbappe away. So 50-20, we've got about 40 seconds of minimum stoppage time. Half time is closing in. Get your questions in for half time. We'll do a bit of Q&A, talk about whatever the hell you like. There's a big one in the channel looking for Mbappe. Cleared away. And it is indeed half time. Get your thoughts in on the first half. Get your questions in. It is France 2, Australia 1. We thought maybe we would get another shock in this one when the Aussies took the lead. Lovely goal, actually. Lecky control, puts it across the box. The right winger, Goodwin, the left winger arriving. Great finish, just smashes it into the roof of the net. It was all fun and games for about, well, I can tell you exactly how many minutes, 9 to 20, so it was about 18 minutes. Rabiot gets the equaliser. Just a reset from a set play. The ball comes back in. It's good movement by Rabiot. Gets blind side, finds the gap and heads in. Striker's movement, actually, from the central midfield. And then Rabiot sets up the next one, and it is a bit of a horror show from Atkinson, the right back. They're trying to play out from the back, the Aussies. Heavy touch. It looked like after he'd had the heavy touch, he could still play the second one. Rabiot nicks it. Mbappe backheels it to him. Rabiot's then literally in the box, and they're 2v2, squares it across to Giroud, who sticks it into the empty net. We'll just do the numbers, guys, and then we'll get to your questions. So do stick questions, comments that we can debate and whatnot in the chat. All opinions are allowed. Freedom of speech exists on this particular platform here, and we're proud of that. 61% possession to the French. Oh, God, look at that XG, 2.18 is big, isn't it? 11 shots to 4. 4 big chances as well. Yeah, we should mention Mbappe missed that absolute sitter. Didn't he? Giroud snatched at a chance himself as well. So, yes. And France will top the group. The other game was a draw, so it's looking very, very lovely for the French. Right. Where shall we start here? Underway at Portman Road. Yeah, keep your eyes on Ipswich in the Pizza Cup. I'm not interested if Portsmouth score. That would just wind me up. But if Ipswich score, you can tell me in the chat. Any fake goals will be punishable by the fake news sin bin. What have we got here in the chat then? Looking at this French attack, it's just as well. Oh, don't pick on poor old Maguire, Mike. What I will say about England, that's the one nation where you have got a defender quick enough to deal with Mbappe. So don't worry about Maguire, because Stones wouldn't get anywhere near him. Neither would White or Cody either. He's Kyle Walker would, though, wouldn't he? So, yeah, if we do come up against the French, we either get the double up and right-sided centre-back Walker, or you play a back four and you defend quite narrow and you don't ever let Mbappe inside of Walker, and he should, in theory, be quick enough to deal with him. Not that simple, though, is it? Hey, keep questions coming in, guys. Is it coming home? Yes or yes? Well, from the options you've given me there, Anir, I would obviously have to say yes. On average, this Premier League season, the ball has been in play for 55 minutes and 3 seconds. So I think the campaigners, and I'm kind of cool with it, 30-minute halves and a 60-minute stop clock, and there would actually be more football if we did have a timekeeper and we stopped the play. That came up in the conversation this morning. £75 spent on 26 craft beers. Bam! You love to see it. Who do you think will be the next Rangers manager? Interesting. Beale, Dyche, and Gerrard linked. I'd be interested to see what the chat thought of that. I mean, in terms of Gerrard, if you look at the example of someone like Luton, where Nathan Jones went away and came back, it worked out all right, didn't it? In fact, it worked out very well, considering he saved them from relegation and then 2 years later they're in the playoff semi-final. So, yeah, maybe Gerrard could go back. I'd almost quite like to see Dyche get it, because he did such a good job for Burnley. But you never know when these guys are so good at one club for so long. How good are they going to be somewhere else? So there we go. Yeah, I'm interested in that one, Charlie. So there's one championship game a week before everybody else comes back. Is that right? Sunderland and Millwall. Thoughts on that? Can't wait. Bring the EFL back. Keep your comments coming in and your questions, and we'll try and get through half time with as many topics as you want. Luke, how many upsets do you think there will be in this World Cup? Well, we're lucky. We've already had one. I suspect there'll be a handful more as we go. Whether those upsets cause teams to go out. Was it the Swiss who knocked the French out of the Euros? Something like that. There'll always be one, won't there, in the knockout phases where we get a big nation. You know, maybe they lose on penalties or something of that nature. After Saudi's victory over Argentina, there's a stronger chance Argentina may face France in the round of 16. We love that. Let them all take each other out, is what I would say. Keep comments coming. Keep your questions coming. It is our halftime Q&A. You ask, I will answer, and then we can debate in the chat. Why do people say that Southgate is bad for England when Argentina exists in this tournament? I'm not sure I understand the question there, or the extra bit. Argentina exists in this tournament. The reason people say Southgate is bad for England is because of a couple of substitutions in the final, probably a bit of frustration. And generally, I think if we're all being very grown up and adult, it's quite difficult for us to get our heads around international football, and opinions then seem to become very, very all or nothing. But hey, that's not even just international football, is it? But I don't think it's going to be changing, is it? Would you take Argentina or France in the quarters? It's looking likely on the basis of of reputation, rather. It would be one of those two. So bring it on. I know people kind of say it flippantly, but if you want to win the tournament, you've got to get past everybody, haven't you? And at some point, you might have to beat somebody good. And England did beat Germany in the Euros on the way to losing to Italy in the finals. I suppose Colombia was the best team they got in the previous World Cup. Correct answer. Thank you. Do you think Messi, Mbappe, or Neymar will ever play in the Premier? What a great question. Yes, I do. Not Messi. It's too late for that. But yeah, one of the other two I think we will see in the Premier League. It's a long, long way to go. And, especially with Haaland, who was the big transfer, wasn't he, in the summer coming to the Premier League, then maybe we'll start to see the other huge names. I think that game is the cancellation for the Queen. Yeah, it's just interesting. It's a week before all the other ones, isn't it? Won't be going. I'm at work. Back on the 12th. I can't wait for the championship to start again. Worth. Much as I want England to win the World Cup, if not, I'd love to see Messi lift the trophy. Yeah. Freedom's a hit, caress, smash, or stroke the like button. Yeah, do all 4 or 3 or whatever there is of those. I mean, yesterday we won 6-2 and people were outraged, but today Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia. I hope that changes people's opinions. I also hope that changes people's opinions, but it won't. I think people become very entrenched when it comes to football in their opinions, and the fear of being wrong becomes greater than following logic, doesn't it? I think people get so entrenched in the, right, I'm not a fan of this England manager or whatever. Whatever happens now, I can't at any point, for the sake of my own ego, I can't at any point now go, oh, well, actually, maybe that was a good performance. So, no, it just won't happen. Unfortunately, that's the way a lot of. I try not to, and this is why I find it a bit frustrating when we do the predictions, because when we do the predictions, each and every week we do Championship, and most weeks we do the Premier League as well. People think that I had a Nottingham Forest fan the other day saying, "Oh, well, that peed on your strawberries because I predicted something and it didn't happen." And us people that make predictions, that's not the reason we're doing it. It's not about a binary right or wrong. It's about looking at the game and the matchup and presenting a hypothesis. And then this particular, say, Forest fan would be very surprised to know that sometimes it's more interesting when your prediction doesn't come true, because you're like, oh, well, I thought this was going to happen, but that didn't happen. But this happened, which I didn't expect. So why did that happen and not this? And that's more interesting. And if you ever speak to a scientist, that's literally how they live their lives. You present a hypothesis and do experiments and see what happens. So, yeah, sorry, that was a very long-winded answer about Southgate and people becoming very entrenched in their opinions. AFC Wimbledon 1, Sutton United 0. Now, I think I can reveal, because you probably saw it on the telly, on the ITV show, we had Johnny Jackson in a few weeks ago, and they just played Sutton in the league and lost at home, and he looked like he'd seen a ghost. He was feeling the pressure that night. They've been a lot better since then, and maybe they're going to get some revenge in the Pizza Cup tonight. Will there be a game with 8+ goals in this tournament? I'm going to say yes out of sheer hope, Matt. But if it is, it'll be in the groups, won't it, before things tighten up? I suppose we got 8, didn't we, in the England game yesterday? But my fingers are crossed. Saudi Arabia is a bigger result than the Cameroon defeat. You probably didn't need to put the by miles in there to make the point there, Chris. But potentially, yeah, given how football has moved on, and there was a bit of a sense with that Cameroon one in 1990 that Argentina just didn't know what was coming, whereas now everyone knows everything. So maybe you're correct there. When locked, not a question, but I'm going to Cardiff v Villa. Excellent next Wednesday for a Peter Whittingham testimony. Yeah, he was a brilliant player, wasn't he? He used to score tons of goals from like out on the left-hand side of midfield, didn't he? Great player, Peter Whittingham. Sadly, no longer with us. Yeah, Matt, you probably get this, don't you? Predictions are a bit of fun. If people get offended, they shouldn't watch. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It just feels a weird way to judge it, doesn't it? That right, someone presents this hypothesis, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till I've got way more information than they have, even the actual vital information, the information they're talking about, and then I'm going to get cross with them if their hypothesis isn't. And yeah, there we go. I'll always rally against this. I think the problem is, like Matt says, we see many times, I think people take it quite personally when you suggest that their team is going to lose. Weirdly, they often take it more personally when you suggest their team's going to lose in a prediction than when their team actually loses. So there you go. I'll stop waffling again. James, can Australia come back? Big ask, but it's the World Cup. I hate to say it, but I think their chance is gone, James. But after this morning, I'll throw in the caveat. Who the hell knows? Sean agrees with Matt. Prediction is just fun. Absolutely. Preference for BBC or ITV coverage so far? Well, I have my earphones in and the sound down. So I'll leave that one to the chat because I'm not hearing. If I look at the actual pundits and the presenters, I'm not the biggest fan of Lineker, I have to say, but a lot of that comes from, not that I have to read his Twitter, but a lot of that comes from, when he's on camera, he's fine, I think, isn't he? But he can be a bit pompous sometimes. I like Laura Woods. I think she's been really good on the radio. And I don't know who else they've got presenting, haven't they? They've got Michelle Owen on ITV. She's great on Sky doing the EFL. I very much like Gary Neville as a pundit. I like Graham Souness and I like Roy Keane. So I probably like the ITV pundits maybe better than the BBC ones. I don't know. You tell me. USA's win over England in 1950 was probably the biggest World Cup shot. Not that I was around at the time. No. Although some people have got me that age. I do not remember that one. Best match of the day presenter, Des or Jimmy. You always go for the one from when you were growing up, don't you? So it has to be Des Lynam for him. But obviously, Jimmy Hill was complete ahead of his time. Legendary football presenter, wasn't he? And former player as well. Similar style to Lineker, who is very good, isn't he? He's just a bit sanctimonious sometimes. But say no more. Upset, Korea beating Portugal with Eusebio. Yes, indeed, Carlos. Carbos. Apologies here. I think we're just getting a dodgy internet signal. And I'll keep my fingers crossed because that really stitched us up last night, didn't it? I'll go to this view real quickly and do the teams again if I'm looking pixelated. I'll apologise. Don't feel the need to mention it in the chat. Ain't going to make any difference. Hopefully the internet will come back round in just a second. Who we got tonight? Shearer, Drogba, Company. Yeah, huge fans of them all as players. But, yeah, I'd rather listen to Gary Neville and Keane and Souness, I think, as pundits, I have to say. So there are your teams. Yeah, with players coming out for the second half. Lloris in goal for the French. Pavard and Hernandez, the fullbacks. Upamecano and Konate are the centre-backs. Rabiot and Tchouaméni are in central midfield. We kicked off, by the way, sorry. Dembélé, Griezmann, Mbappe, and Giroud for the Aussies. Let me just see this one out because it's gone diagonal. I think it's going to be shepherded out for a goal kick. There we go. Ryan in goal. Atkinson, Suter, Rels, and Behic across the back. Irvine, Moy, and McGree. Leckie and Goodwin wide with Duke down the middle. Sir Duke. Breaking news. Man United owners are selling the club. Are they? If that's true, that's seismic. Des Lynam was different class, wasn't he? Just, hey? Struggling to get up for this World Cup. It's been good, though, Chris. Hasn't it? It's been good so far. Not that I've watched either of the 0-0 draws today. 4 games a day is a bit of a push, isn't it? It would be nice to kind of drink it in and enjoy it. But we understand it's squeezed in during everybody's seasons. France 2, Australia 1. We'll give you a timestamp if indeed you need one. We'll try and do that at 47 minutes. I'm watching on BBC. If you're watching on the iPlayer or through your smart TV via any kind of Wi-Fi link up, then you might be a little bit behind me. So we'll give you a time sync in a bit. Here comes Atkinson down the right. Good feet. And he's won a corner. Well played. Bit of pressure on him in this half. After that big mistake for the second goal. Always like Brian Moore as a commentator and a host. Ronaldo is leaving Man United. Yeah, I think Eugene was saying Man United's owners are selling the club. That was the one I was particularly wondering about. Corner to Australia. Keep your eyes on Big Suter. Keep your eyes on anybody being shirt pulling and grappling seems to have been outlawed completely. Not before time, I have to say. But the players have got to wise up quickly. Corner is going to be swung in from the left foot of Goodwin. Headed out. It kind of collapses into it. Griezmann on the near post. Injury for Harness. So that's not good news, is it? I hope he's okay, Rich. Saudi at halftime were 80-1 to win. I think I saw Betfair. They said they had two bets at 500-1 in game just after Argentina had scored. Little one around the corner from Giroud. One back by the Aussies. Joe. Sorry, I'm slightly late. Polite message, Joe. You can show up anytime you like, my friend. Just go out of a meeting. How's the game looking? Well, it looked very interesting when Australia took the lead, but back round to form, and the French have missed a couple of pretty big chances as well on top of the 2 goals they have scored. So it's looking like it's going to be a French win, but things can turn very quickly, can't they? Hernandez looks at one inside to Upamecano, whose name I just can't get my tongue around. Worst World Cup you've watched? I'd go for 2010 personally. Yeah, maybe that one was a quiet one, wasn't it? It's probably a good shout, that actually. Hernandez crosses in low. Is there anyone arriving on the edge of the box? Yes, there is, and it's blocked out. I think it was Dembele, wasn't it? Trying to get it through the crowd. You never know against a tight, narrow, low block. Deflections are a real thing. Hernandez crosses in. Oh, Christ! What an effort by Giroud. Oh, I thought that was going to be the goal of the tournament there. Flying scissor volley. How much did he miss by? Great strike by Giroud. I think he scored a couple of spectacular ones like that for Arsenal, didn't he? How close was this? It looked amazing. Look at that. Boom. Into the ground. Not sure how much. Oh, here's a good angle. How much does this miss by? No, more than I thought. Great effort, though. I like the BBC, the Bloom Broadcasting Corporation. Do I win £5? Absolutely. Yes, Paul. But you now have to pay £13 a month for the next 100 years. Oh, that's opened up now for the Aussies. Now, can they get a decent cross in here? Moy. It's just had to work backwards. Here's Irvine. Little nudge inside from Lecky, and it's been crowded out by the French. Good little win back by Irvine. Flag is up, either for a foul or an offside, not entirely sure. Apparently, the Man United board are exploring options, including a possible sale. Now, there you go. The devil, whale shark, is in the detail. Where's the score gone? You want the score up? He says, can't find it. There it is. France 2, Australia 1. Sorry if that hasn't been up. Too busy looking at the comments, which are tremendous as ever. Keep them coming, guys. Really makes the stream, to be honest. If it was just me prattling on about the game, it'd be nowhere near as fun as interjecting all your opinions. So don't be backwards in coming forwards. If I don't read everything, then don't get upset. They flash up real quick. Don't stop typing them, though, because someone else other than me might reply in the chat as well. Jay fell asleep in Denmark, Tunisia. Cristiano to leave Manchester United with immediate effect. Mark, he's already signed for Ipswich, mate. Sean, do like Shearer as a pundit. Don't like Lee Dixon. Des Lynam was great for both channels. Neville and Carragher good for Sky. I think I agree with all of that. I'm not sure about Lee Dixon. I'm not too familiar with his work, but big fan of his as a player. Doesn't mean he's going to be entertaining as a summariser, does he? Giroud is too damn good looking to be for football. Yeah, right. Where are the yellow cards wiped off? Semis or quarters? It's the quarters, isn't it, Mike? So there's not a Gascoigne situation. I think we had this. Someone put a few players who've been banned for a second yellow card. Cheers, everyone. I know I shouldn't be having caffeine this late at night, but what are you going to do? Free kick to France. 52:45 on the clock, and Mbappe is going to take in it comes, right-footed from Mbappe. A dreadful free kick by the superstar winger. We do have Ronaldo's ice cream in Norwich. There you go. That's going to be the link. The Aussies are about to make a sub by the look of it. Look like Jason Cummings is about to come on. Atkinson looking for a booming switch of play. Can pull that. All the way out over to the other fullback, Bajic. Back into the centre half, just keeping hold of it here. Australia going nowhere particularly fast, you'd have to say. Moy. Nice one into the front by Moy. McGree. And given away by Duke. And I think Duke might be, I mean, he's about to get a yellow card here. I think that might be him for the game, actually. I think Cummings might replace him. A yellow card comes out for Duke. Not a good tackle, that, was it? And the referee's got that one spot on. Duke booked for the Australians. Stick that on the ticker, in fact. There we go. And I suspect Cummings is going to come on and replace him in just a minute. As an Ipswich fan, do you have a soft spot for the Dutch still? I think a few of my slightly older contemporaries very, very much do, obviously with the revolutionary Tyson and Muren. Just a bit before my time, that one, but obviously very proud of the club's legacy with those two amazing players. I knew you must have been a musician. Well, there you go. What gave it away? Switch of play there, looking for Dembele. Oh, we've done this before, haven't we? Duke is indeed coming off. And on comes Cummings. Please, no jokes about Cummings and goings. There you go. I've done it for you. These appalling dad jokes we get in the comments, which they're weird. They're like car crashes. I can't help but look at them, and when I should really look away. Cummings in the first substitute for Australia. And he immediately wins his side a throw-in. 56:20 on the clock. Here, France 2, Australia 1. We throw in for the Aussies. Just bouncing about in central midfield at the moment. And now the French get their foot on the ball. Kanate knocks that one out to Pavard, the right back. It's Hernandez. Rabiot. Canate. Or good ball down the line. Is Dembele. 1v1 with Bajic. Cuts in off the right wing. Goes back outside. Then comes back inside. Nice looking cross, that decent header away. Giroud was arriving on the back post. Yeah. If Ipswich get promoted, you can do another song with Coops. Only if he writes it. He's far more talented than me. He'll give away now. France jumping on every loose ball from the Aussies. Here's Canate really far forward from centre back. Where's he going? There we go. Hernandez. Dembele. Pavard outside him. Back inside. And France here just racking up the passes now. Rabiot. Chimani. Canate. Hoiks that one up. And I think in the end that's going to be an Aussie throw. That was very much to do about nothing. The French seemed to have the ball there for about 2.5 minutes, but you do a lot with it. But they're leading, aren't they? So it's incumbent on Australia really to get in amongst it. 60-40 the possession, 365 to 234 passes is the most up-to-date information I've got. Rabiot comes down the left wing, crosses in. It's gone all the way over. Dembele recycles inside to Griezmann. Mbappe. Mbappe tries the backheel return. Just blocked out. They cleared away by the Aussies. I think that's their throw on, actually. No, it's gone the other way. Incorrect. Portugal win the World Cup. Ronaldo scores the winner. Signs for Arsenal and win the Premier League. Well, there you go. I like that. I feel like you need some paraphernalia. Yeah, it's difficult with this one, Mike. We've got this blank space, and I want to try and use the little light we've got that does the different colours. So I'm not actually that keen to fill it with stuff. The first office we had up there was literally just, right, get as much stuff in the background as is possible. So, yeah, we'll see how we go, but all a work in progress. Oh, here comes Mbappe. Oh, good tackle there. Last-ditch stuff from FRAAUS. Is that not a corner? Mbappe shrugs. I thought that was a corner. Let's have a look. He was just all of a sudden in on goal. Little one around the corner. Lovely backheel by Giroud. Not the best angle, that one. Yeah, they're taking a corner. In it comes. What's the referee? He's going to have him take it again. Just having a word with Irvine in there. And it comes to the near post. And it is cleared. Hernandez goes all the way home. The wall looks fine as is. Soothing. We hope so. It's a lovely man cave here, isn't it? There's a big diagonal to Mbappe. Mbappe tries to feed it across. Not the best ball. That is a very good ball, though, down the line to Hernandez. Hernandez low cross. Mbappe just gets the shot blocked out. Surely Griezmann was offside then, wasn't he? He seemed to be virtually on the byline inside the box, but no. Paint it green and you have a green screen. Well, yeah, could do that. We thought about getting a pull-down thingy, but it's all expensive, isn't it? Mbappe going to do nothing in this match. Be careful. Oh, corner goes in. There's a crowd of them in there. Canate has it wide. Yeah, be careful. It's very easy to judge the entire game on the basis of what the most famous player in it does. We always get it with Kane for England. I think we oversimplify it sometimes. I thought Mbappe was good in the first half. Thought he offered a good outlet. Always is occupying two defenders, and he did play that little back heel in for the second goal as well, didn't he? So, no, he hasn't scored a hat-trick, but he's certainly not been anonymous, has he? If you're going to paint it green, you'll get a lot of stick. You get a lot of stick, whatever you do, Ian, don't you? Brutal, but I know why you're saying that. Like Martin Tyler on Sky as a commentator, me too. He's one of the greats, isn't he? Oh, lovely ball down the line. Is Dembele going to get there? Not quite. It's kind of kneed down and volleyed into the channel there. Australians just can't quite get on the ball, can they? Sort of second to everything at the moment. There's an early one forward. Mbappe inside the box. Drills the shot with the right foot. Good block. It's knocked inside. Chimene. Griezmann to Canate, give and go. Pavard, Dembele. Dembele, Pavard. Probably the second half possession stats are just off the charts now for France, aren't they? Hernandez. A bit dicey there from Upamecano. Bring back Motti. How old is he now? Barry Davis was always my guy. Did you see Keane and Souness go at it in the Saudi match? I did see it, but I didn't hear it. I don't know if there's any clips doing the rounds. As I understand, the chat was telling me Roy Keane, as you imagine, doesn't like the idea that they're cracking down on shirt pulling. And Graham Souness was more, which I agree with, to be fair, more like, look, it's a foul. They're cracking down on it. They're telling the players, let's just go with this. Change is difficult, isn't it? Especially if it comes quickly, and especially if you're Roy Keane, eh? I thought Clive Tilsley was the best. Yeah, Tilsley is great, isn't he, Mark? Agreed. Tilsley and Ali McCoy still do Amazon, don't they, I think? One of the platforms, of which there are now many. Upamecano. Chimene. Rabiot. Little knock inside. Canate. Poor ball by him, but he's got a bit lucky there. It's bounced through to Griezmann, who turns very well. Oh, that's brilliant from Griezmann. Knocks it out to Hernandez on the left wing. Little one inside. Give and go. Some brilliant stuff from France. Griezmann. Oh, it's cleared off the line. That would have been a great goal by the French. Really well worked. Intricately from right to left. And then the cutback from Hernandez. Nearly finished by Griezmann. Interested to have a look, see who headed that out off the line. Hernandez slides it into Mbappe, and Mbappe drills that across the goal. There's nobody there. France are looking very dangerous now. Dembele crosses in, and Mbappe heads that one in off the far post. The stars are shining at the World Cup, and Mbappe is one of the biggest of them, and he is off the mark. And it is France 3, Australia 1. Mbappe in the goals. And the French are going to be victorious today. They have gone 3-1 up. Mbappe just glancing the header in there off the far post. Perfect finish. And yep, not entirely sure what that celebration is, but what are you going to do? He's a brilliant player, isn't he? Mbappe. He actually drilled it across the box first of all. And then he gets in the blind spot there. Then he gets in front, in between the two centre-halves. It's a really good cross from Ousmane Dembele. And proper striker's goal, that one by Mbappe. Just gets himself in the middle. Look at that, perfect finish in off the post. Mbappe puts France 3-1 up on 68 minutes. Game over, I would imagine now. And Mbappe, wonder what Miroslav Klose thinks of this, because he's got a lot of World Cups ahead of him. And how many did he get in Russia? 4? So that's his 5th World Cup goal. I think Klose got like 15 or 16 or something, didn't he? I wonder whether there's a long-term play here for Mbappe to possibly become the all-time top scorer at World Cups. We'll see. We will see indeed. Let's go to your comments. That is the ticker, hopefully updated. Did I put the Australian sub on there? I did, didn't I? There we go. Oh, right, let's scroll up. Love Didier Deschamps. Oh, his outfits, okay. I'm sure his medal collection is quite impressive as well as a player and a manager. Just won everything, didn't he? Kanate just easing ahead there of Behic. Aussie wins the throw-in. Regarding England's group, would you prefer to be Wales and playing Iran next, then England, or in USA position and playing England, then Iran? The first one, when like I'd rather be Wales, beat Iran and pile the pressure on the opponents for the final game. I wonder what odds you'd get on seeing Roy Keane smile at least once during the World Cup. Low. Bit of handbags, to be fair, but makes for good viewing. Yeah. That's good. So much of it is subjective, isn't it? And it's good to hear a good impassioned debate. Not that human beings are very good at debating, are they? They tend to get a bit put out if someone disagrees with them. Not the end of the world, isn't it? Game over. Yeah, absolutely. Oh dear, Ipswich are losing, are they? Oh, and it is 4-1 to the French, and Olivier Giroud has headed home from an Mbappe cross, and this is getting away from the Aussies now. Giroud gets his second, and Mbappe another goal contribution, and France are cruising. We've got lovely motorways in France where cruising is definitely an option. Giroud, second goal of the game. Don't know if anyone was on him for the golden boot. Join the Ecuador striker, Valencia. He got 2, didn't he? So did Bukayo Saka. Mbappe doing the damage again. Look at that. Just offers the defender one, streaks past him to the byline, bings the cross in, and there it is, 4-1. Brilliant stuff from Mbappe. Food and drink for Olivier Giroud. He's been heading those in for years, and on 72 minutes, it is France 4, Australia 1. Give Mbappe an assist as well. And the levy has well and truly broken. All-time joint top scorer for France, 51. I think someone was saying that in the chat. He's tied up with Thierry Henry. Or he was a goal behind, and he's now tied up with Thierry Henry. Who's coming on for the Aussies? Our Mabil has come on. I think Riley McGree went off, didn't he? So number 11, Mabil is on. Just get that ticker updated, and then I will get into your comments. We've had 2 goals pretty quickly together. They're 4 minutes apart. They scored in gluts in the first half, didn't they? 5 minutes apart, the 2 goals. When they get things moving, the French attack looking pretty good. We're having a couple of substitutions for the Aussies. Goal scorer Goodwin is off as well. I didn't quite see who came on for him. I'm about to find out on the graphic. Kual, number 21. And we should be all up to date. And I want to get into your comments because it feels like I haven't read any for about the last few minutes. Let's have a look here. We'll keep going. Cummings chasing into the box. That's going out for a goal kick. Right. Where am I starting? We were there, weren't we? Mistake from Edmonds. Oh, that's the Ipswich goal. Not good. Good header, says Sean. That was for the first goal, I would assume. I've scrolled up a bit. King seems to have a few arguments on TV. He loves it, doesn't he? Oh, here comes Mbappe. Just so lightning quick, it's not even funny. Mbappe cuts in from the left wing. Poor fullback here. Give him some help. Mbappe tries the nutmeg and he gives it away in the end. Closer got 16, didn't he? Woof. I still fear the World Cup curse, says Mr. Tib. Don't believe in curses, my friend. Whenever anyone wins Manager of the Month, I always get these ridiculous tweets about curses. Just simple maths, basically. Been a few great heady goals this World Cup, indeed. Welcome, Ian. I wonder if the French will think about resting anyone. It looks 1 now. Yeah, you'd imagine so. We'll see a few players come out in the remainder of this game. Oh, right. I think we're pretty well caught up here. France look frighteningly good, but can they be got out at the back? You would hope so. Certainly got some quality up top, haven't they? The French. Glenn, did your partner have the baby? Yes, indeed. Last August. A life-changing experience. Ronaldo in talks with Newcastle, apparently. That sounds interesting. Mbappe has the Aussie right back on toast. Yeah, poor fella. Right. Whoever was asking, are the French going to take a couple players out and rest them? Yes, that's exactly what's happening right now. Germani is coming out. I think Fofana is coming in. Dembele is also coming out. And that looks like Coman, is it? Yeah, so Fofana and Coman in. I'll update the ticker so you can see what's gone on. A couple of subs from France. They were forced in to make him one in the first half when the fullback Hernandez got injured. Number's Coman wearing? Number 20, was it? Yeah. 3 subs now made by the French. So Coman, another Bayern Munich player, plenty of them in this France squad, is on. Fofana of Monaco. One will go on the wing, one will go in the midfield. Congratulations. Thank you very much. My partner and I had our baby daughter last January. Very kind of you, Glenn. And I hope you are enjoying parenthood as much as I am. That's probably going to be a free kick to the Aussies. Bit of a heavy-duty shoulder charge. Also like Guy Mowbray as a commentator on the BBC. Not that keen on Guy Mowbray. I think there were others I prefer more. But yeah, he's decent enough, isn't he, Guy Mowbray? I think you just get suckered in by the ones who are commentating when you first get into the game, aren't you? Do hit the like button, guys, if you're enjoying the show. See if you can give us a bit of a like spike, as Moy swings the free kick in for Australia, headed away. Griezmann helps get it all the way out. And it's all the way back with Ryan, the Aussie keeper. 78-33 on the clock. Aussie can't afford to concede more. Don't see France scoring more against Denmark. Goal difference could be key. Yeah, fair point. If they are indeed in the battle for qualification, the Aussies don't want this to go too far south. Not staying on for the second half of Crawley v Gillingham. I will not know. Sadly, Ian, I'm going to go and watch some TV with the missus. The yellow card has come out. There's a foul on Fofana. I think Jackson Irvine has been booked. Excuse me, it was Upamecano who got fouled. Right, sorry, let me just add that yellow card. Irvine goes into the book, and yes, I will update the score as well, which is now France 4, Australia 1. I mean, it has been for a few minutes, but hey, life comes at you fast, doesn't it? Woof. Rabiot in the centre circle, trying to clip that down the line to Hernandez. So there's a bit of a gap now at fullback for them to try and attack. Weren't able to. Moy to Irvine. And it's back with Suter at centre half. Has any watch-alongs for tomorrow been decided yet? I think it's going to have to be the 10 a.m. game and then the 4 p.m. game tomorrow. I think tomorrow is a day where I have fewer options than most of my other days, put it that way. So we're trying to do the 10 a.m. and the 4 p.m., which, as I understand, will be Morocco and Croatia and Spain and Costa Rica, which is annoying because I miss the Germans, who now I've grown up, I can actually appreciate. I'm quite a big fan of them. Oh, here's Mbappe now. 1v1 into the box he goes, dancing feet. Mbappe pings it over. Giroud was winding up for a volley. Coman is going to keep this one alive. Griezmann, Fofana, Coman. Hard old game this for the Australians now. They're just hanging in there, hoping to keep it to 4-1, to be honest. Upamecano into Fofana, Pavard, Fofana. Back to Fofana. Nice idea from Griezmann. Coman wasn't quite on the right wavelength, but here's Mbappe edge of the box. Moy does well to just stretch and ping that away from him. And now, Mbappe was in, and he is hugely disappointed with himself, and so he should be. That was a hell of a chance. Just couldn't control it, could he? Well, there you go. There's a shout. Japan to beat Germany 3-2. You heard it here first. Mbappe looks very irritated with himself. It looked like it's a great ball by Griezmann. Looks like a simple control and finish, and he did not manage it. Loving the watch-alongs this World Cup. Thank you. I'm very much enjoying them too. It's been a long while getting this garage renovated, and we're now able to do them once again. Hernandez inside to Upamecano. Griezmann's got it again. 83-28 on the clock. Although, knowing this World Cup, we're probably going to get another 7 or 8 minutes added on at the end. Here's Upamecano again. Mbappe. France just completely dominant now. 62% on the possession. God. 21 shots, 3.74 on the XG. 5 on target to 1. Just very, very dominant. We're going to get another 2 subs for Australia. Jackson Irvine is coming out. And if I read the numbers correctly, we're about to see Deganek number 2 and Bacchus number 26. I'll get that updated for you ASAP. That is now 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's all 5 subs made by Australia. Can they get themselves another goal and knock that goal difference back from -3 to -2? Or if you ask the coach now, would he be happy just to leave, shake hands on a 4-1 defeat, given how dominant the French have been, particularly in the last sort of 20 minutes of this game? Where's my can? There it is. Upamecano wins it. Referee gives the advantage. Pointless little give and go with Pavard, but the centre half still has it. One of the many Bayern players is Rabiot. Konate, Griezmann, Rabiot, Pavard, Coman, Pavard. Just killing them here, France, aren't they? Just keeping that ball moving. Australia back in that 4-5-1 shape. Just trying to get near the Aussies, the French. Comments. Be a 0-0 or a trab 1-0 to the Germans. Love a trab 1-0 to the Germans, don't you? Crossed in by Coman. Easy gather for Ryan. Could the Aussies have won today? Well, I mean, they got themselves in front, but with the benefit of hindsight, they just have not been able to cope with the French at all, have they? So let's give that a no with the knowledge of what's happened We'll be having super streams back again soon. No, I'm afraid we won't, Ian. No, I'm booked out on the Saturdays now. So unfortunately, those people who did enjoy the Saturday super stream show, unfortunately, it will not be making a return. Even though it's full one, I think the odds have been fairly competitive for most parts. Competitive in terms of, some closing down and it not been a walkover, but it's not been a close game, has it? Griezmann. Pavard crosses in and headed out for a corner that didn't need to be conceded by De Genic. And here come another two French substitutes into the game. Koundé and Thuram are coming in. Koundé for Pavard, it looks like it. And we'll see who's coming out for Thuram. This will be Giroud. He's not going to score a hat-trick today. His game is over. Performance, though, by Giroud. Can't say fairer than that. 2 goals from a striker. Job done on the score sheet more than once, and the team winning. Corner to France, which Griezmann is going to take. Everyone keeping their hands to themselves. Oh, headed goalwards by Konate. Decent save there. I think we'll see a few more chances like that, given the hands to yourself actually being taken seriously now by professional footballers. It's pretty much a free header there for Konate. Decent enough save. Couldn't really get any power on it. Here is De Genic. Back as the two substitutes combining there. Out it goes. Yeah, decent enough save that by Ryan. Needed to get some good distance on the push because he was fairly central to his goal. Coman has swapped wings. Just the 7 minutes of stoppage time, which feels quite light for this World Cup, doesn't it? Used to 8s, 9s and 10s so far. France will think they can get another goal. Koundé, Griezmann. Nice cross by Griezmann, and Hernandez arriving on the back post. Couldn't get any power on the header. Australia trying to play out from the back still. Fair play to them. Cool. Huge ball forward there. Chasing after it. Koundé just levers him off it. Superb save. Yeah, it was a good save, wasn't it? There looks to be a togetherness in the French squad, which has been on occasion an issue. Yes, God. I've had some hell of a fallouts, haven't they? Entire documentaries have been made about said fallouts. So we are 91 minutes and 23 into this. There's going to be 7 minutes minimum stoppage time. Coman, Griezmann. And it is cleared out. If they take these hands off rules into the championship, there will be 10 penalties per game. No, there won't. Because if the players actually stop cheating, there won't be any penalties or 10 per game. They've just got to heed the warning, haven't they? It's got ridiculous over the years, hasn't it? Manhandling and shirt pulling. We all hate it. So as much as change is difficult, I'm all for it if they're going to police it. Obviously, it's easier with VAR because you can check the replays than maybe in the EFL where we don't have that. But yeah, my argument would be don't cheat. And I know it's difficult when you've been allowed to do something for a long time. Here's Mbappe. That's gonna be a goal kick. But it's almost like if you said to every driver, look, if you break the speed limit, say if there was something attached to every road that said if you break the speed limit for 3 seconds in a row, you get a ticket. I bet everyone would stop speeding straight away, wouldn't they? Will France miss the injuries later in the tournament? Yeah, you'd imagine so. This has not been too tricky today, has it? Is it nearly midnight in Qatar? Crikey. 4th game of the day, isn't it? Second one here on the channel. Thank you everyone for joining me. Do we need VAR in the championship then? I would say so. Yeah, it'll be coming. Again, change is difficult for people, but yeah. As I always say, coming from a position of empathy for referees and tolerance, do you want to yell at referees for getting stuff wrong, or do you want to help them? I side with help them. Here is Moy. Cummins tries to flick it on. Are they going to be able to turn this over? It's a foul by Moy. He might get a yellow card for that, actually. Yes. Aaron Moy is going in the book. Where he joins Duke and Irvine, 2 of the other Aussies. To be fair, they've both been substituted. So he's the only player on a yellow card on the pitch for Australia, but they have had 3 bookings. It will come in the championship. Yeah, you'd think. Probably not next season, will it? But maybe the season after we'll get VAR in the championship. Thoughts on a 48-team World Cup in 2026? Feels too much, doesn't it, James? And doesn't pretty much everybody just qualify for the second phase, making the group stages a little bit pointless if I've known the how they're dealing with that. God, do you remember those World Cups back through the years? It was almost sudden death straight away, wasn't it? Coman gets to the byline. There's too much on that. Linesman looks unsure. Oh, no, he doesn't. Sorry. I'm doing a linesman a disservice there. He was obviously waiting for Coman to play the ball, but I'm not entirely sure why, because if it goes out, that's not the same as an offside, but there you go. Has there been no red cards in this World Cup? That is great, isn't it? Love it. First brothers to play for France in the World Cup since 1930. I can't tell you who the other ones are. Mbappe is a brilliant player. I think VAR should only be in the top league in every country. Why is that, Sean? If we could administer it, we need it as much as is possible, I would say. Other opinions are available. 48 teams, we might qualify then. VAR only as good as the officials. Well, I would suggest a human referee without VAR is not as accurate as a human referee with VAR on average. And I think most of the disputes on VAR are just people, football decisions are often subjective. 90% of them are from team football fans who support the team who the decision has gone against, who are just salty that the decision's gone against them. So if we can remove that slightly juvenile attitude to it, a lot of it is just, well, it's subjective, and people read it differently, don't we? Cummins knocks that one into the corner. Is there a chance for a late goal back here? They're deep into the box here with the fullback, Australia. Can he get this across? Oh, he's just crowded out, and Lloris dives on the ball. Good work there by Baich, the fullback, but nothing doing. I think we are all done. Yes, that is indeed it. France 4, Australia 1. Easy win for the French in the end. After they went behind in this one, Goodwin gave the Aussies the lead on 9 minutes. Rabiot and Giroud, excuse me, 2 quick goals in the first half. And then Giroud and Mbappe with 2 quick goals in the second half. So the French cruise in the end. Let's just bring the group up real quick. And you will see that France are top of Group D there on 3 points. Tunisia and Denmark drew 0-0 earlier. So all looking very good for the French. If the French were to beat the Danes, then the Danes can't catch them, and the Aussies could only tie them, and they would have to beat Tunisia. So they put themselves in a really, really dominant position. Right, thank you everybody for joining me. Second watch along of the day. We did Saudi beating Argentina, which was incredible this morning. Do check out the best bits from that. Thank you, Ian. You're very welcome. Annie, you're very welcome. Jay, see you on the next one. We'll figure it out tomorrow. What we're going to be doing is probably going to be the 10 a.m. game and the 4 p.m. game, and we'll see how we go. Paul, legend, whale shark as well. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I'm going to hit end broadcast now. So if you are saying thanks, we'll just catch a few more there. Mike, Vindaloo, if we didn't get that one, Ian, Helen, Eugene. Thank you all for the support. We really enjoy watching the football together, and I will see you all tomorrow. Check Twitter and notifications on here to see which games we are going to do. Thank you, everybody.